Okay, now prism. A glass block which two rectangular base and three lateral surface will form a prism. This is a shape of a prism. It is made up of glass, so when the light passes through it, it gets refracted. This is called as the first face of the prism, through which the light enters, and this is called as the second face of the prism, through which the light emerges out. In both the faces, the light gets refracted. When the ray of light strikes the surface, this is called as the incident ray. Is this clear? This is normal. This angle is called as I. When the light gets refracted, this ray is called as refracted ray. So the refracted ray strikes the second face of the prism and it forms the angle of refraction R. When it strikes the second face of the prism, again it gets refracted and the emergent ray is being produced. This ray is called as emergent ray. Emergent ray is always denoted by E. Is this clear? This is called angle of emergence, angle of refraction, angle of incidence. But when the incident ray is being produced forward and emergent ray is being produced backward, they meet at a certain point and formed one angle. This angle is denoted by D or by delta, and it is called as angle of deviation. The top part, this is called as the angle of prism. For minimum angle of deviation, if we want that the angle of deviation should be minimum, so for minimum angle of deviation, the refracted ray should be parallel to the base of the prism. This is the refracted ray. It will be parallel to the base of the prism. In that case, angle of deviation will be minimum. Now, there are four factors on which the angle of deviation, minimum angle of deviation depends. It depends upon the angle of prism. More will be the angle of prism, more will be the angle of deviation. Is this clear? Number second, it depends upon the incidence angle of incidence. What will happen if we take a graph of angle of incidence? As we are increasing the angle of incidence, the angle of deviation will go on decreasing. It reaches up till a certain point, certain minimum point, and then from there, if we are increasing the angle of deviation, angle of incidence, the angle of deviation also increases. This is angle of incidence. It is denoted by I, and this is angle of deviation, which is denoted by delta. So as we are increasing the angle of incidence, the angle of deviation will decrease and it will reach at its minimum point here. So this is the angle of incidence in which the angle of deviation is minimum. Here on this axis you write deviation, and here you can write angle of incidence. This will be the minimum angle as we are increasing. So this angle is called as minimum angle of deviation. Number third, it depends upon the material of the prism. It depends upon the material of prism. And number fourth, it depends upon the refractive index or wavelength of light, or on the wavelength of light. Material of the prism, generally there are two types of material which is being used in making the material. Number one is the crown glass, and number second is the flint glass. Crown glass is having higher refractive index and crown glass is having a lower refractive index. So there are four factors on which the angle of deviation, minimum angle of deviation depends. Is this clear? Now, when the light, incident ray, white light strikes the first face of the prism, because it contains 7 colors, so it disperses into 7 constituent colors. It disperses into 7 constituent colors. This is a white light. White light, when incident on the first face of the prism, it gets refracted. It gets refracted and dispersed into 7 colors. Why? Question comes, why? Why there is a dispersion? Why the light? Because white light contains 7 colors. White light contains 7 colors. So when it contains 7 colors, all the colors are having different wavelength and different speed. So when the ray of light enters into a denser medium, its speed changes. Its speeds changes. So all the 7 colors will move in all different direction. So they get dispersed. This phenomena is known as dispersion. This phenomena is called as dispersion. When the white lights get dispersed into 7 constituent colors, it is called as dispersion. It is because the speed of light changes when it enters into a denser medium. All the 7 colors are having a different speed of light. Now when it comes from second phase of the prism onto the screen, again it gets refracted. Now what is the second phase doing? All the 7 colors will come out from denser medium to rarer medium and it reaches the prism. So only the work for the second phase is to convert the light rays from denser medium to rarer medium. What is the work of a first phase of the prism? It disperses the white light into its 7 constituent colors. Why? Because the first phase, the light is entering from rarer medium to denser medium, where the speed of light is changing. All the 7 colors are having a different light. So it produces, it disperses into 7 constituent colors. This phenomena is known as dispersion, and the 7 color is being formed on the screen, which is VIBGYOR. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. V, I, B, G, Y, O, R. This will be the color formation. It is called as VIBGYOR, which is violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange and red. Violet is having a minimum wavelength, red is having a maximum wavelength. So the red will be having a maximum wavelength. Wavelength is denoted by lambda and it is written as lambda r, wavelength of red color. Violet having a less wavelength, so it is denoted by del V, minimum wavelength. It is having a minimum wavelength. Those which are having a minimum wavelength is having a higher refractive index. Higher refractive index. It is refractive index is denoted by mu V. Mu V is greater than mu R. Wavelength of red light is greater than the wavelength of violet. Is this clear? Now white light contains 7 colors, and the band of this 7 colors, the band of 7 colors, the band of 7 colors is called spectrum. Is called as spectrum. The band of this 7 color is known as spectrum. Now question comes that the angle which is being formed. So they dip towards the base of the prism. Always these rays will be moving towards the, after the emergence rays has a condition that it always move towards the base of the prism. The white light contains 7. Prism does not have its own color. Prism does not have its own color. There is an experiment behind it which shows that the prism does not have its own color. If you will see the combination of two prism, this is the white light which forms the 7 color, but when the inverted prism is being kept, so all the 7 colors will fall on the second prism. So it will combine inside and it will form a white light again. This is white light. So these two white lights will become parallel to each other. So it shows that when all the 7 colors will pass through the prism, it will convert it into white light, which proves that the prism does not have its own color. It is the white light which contains 7 color. Or if you can use a filter, this is a 7 colors. One filter is being used of green color. So you will see that only the green color light will pass. Only the green color light will pass. Is this clear? So if you are using, so all the colors will stop, only the green color light will pass and it will be represented on the screen. If you will see that first formation, that white light is passing through the prism, it converts into 7 colors. The 7 colors will combine on the second inverted. Why we are using an inverted prism? So that the incident white light and the emergence white light should be parallel to each other, which also shows that prism does not have its own color. It is a white light which contains the combination of 7 colors. Is this clear? On this 7 colors phenomena, one concept is there which you must have seen, that is called as rainbow. Rainbow. Have you ever seen a rainbow? After the rain, you will see that the rainbow is formed in the sky. The rainbow is always formed in a sky. How this happens? It is due to this effect of reflection and refraction. Suppose this is a droplet. This is a droplet of water droplets. And when the light enters into it, it gets refracted. When it gets refracted, it forms 7 constituent colors. This is the first phase. This is refraction. And inside the surface, the light gets reflected. Instead, here it is reflection, not refraction, but it gets reflection. And when it comes out from the droplets, it again gets refracted. And the 7 color light will be seen. You will see V and R. So if it is coming out, this will be V and R. So 7 colors light will be seen when the light is falling on the droplet, and this phenomena will form a rainbow. This phenomena will be forming a rainbow. Is this clear? Is this clear? When the light is entering into a droplet, it gets refracted. It will cover into 7 constituent colors. From the surface where it strikes, there will be a reflection of all the 7 colors. And from the second part of the droplets, there will be a refraction, and again the light rays will be coming out. You will see that the red color will be at the top on the rainbow and violet will be below, and you will see the combination of all 7 colors, and it will be a spectrum. It will be a spectrum or a band of 7 colors. It forms rainbow. Rainbow is again which you will see in the sky after the rain and when the light is passing through the droplets. Okay, so this is all about prism, and this is a phenomena behind the spectrum which is being formed in the sky, and it is called as rainbow. It's a very good concept. You better learn it or listen to what I am saying carefully, and you will find out that the rainbow, there are impure spectrum is being formed, but it's a good phenomena. You will observe after the rainy season, and it is very worth watching in the sky. Thank you.